I'm texting my reverend, please recite Psalm 27. If you seen how I'm living, you would think I was a villain. Got my niggas deported, guilty for making a killing. Keep your hands off the cage, boy. I'm the one to put you on the front page, boy.
Yo, what's going on, guys? So today we are going to be answering some questions. Yesterday on Instagram I put this thing that said ask me something deep, and now I am going to be answering some of the questions. First question was, why did you stop teas? Teas is something I don't really like to talk about too much because I don't, it's a personal thing. It's more like I don't like ending things, and when I figured that I didn't like teas enough and that I just didn't want to pursue it anymore, it kind of upset me. Not because I didn't think I was making the right decision, it was because I was giving up on something I had originally started, and I hate doing that in general. Next question is, what makes you angry about living in the US? As many of you know, I posted that video the other day. It was talking about like gun control and all that. And that's honestly like the only thing that really pisses me off. Like there's a lot of things that a lot of people freak out about, but it's more like, I don't know, my life isn't affected on a day-to-day basis by most things, but for that, for like gun control, I don't know, there's something that just like makes me nervous about going out, because you never know what can happen. Like, people were just going out to a nightclub and they get shot, and it's just like the craziest thing on planet Earth. Question? Oh, okay. What part about being Arab are you most/least proud of? Okay, so most proud, I'm honestly so happy to be Lebanese. Like, that I would honestly not pick any other nationality, and that's being 100%. The only thing that, okay, I'll start with the thing that pisses me off. The thing that pisses me off is that when anybody speaks Arabic, they always just sound like they're so angry at all times. And not gonna lie, Lebanese people are very judgmental. Like, everyone is very based on the fact of money and hierarchy and this whole thing of like, if you're not a soldier in war, like, you don't mean shit unless you make money. So it's just like this whole thing that I don't mess with. But then on the opposing side, I think that Lebanese people and any Arab people in general are just very close to each other. Like, we're all very united, and anytime anyone's Arab, it's kind of like a thing where we see each other and we can always have a good time together. Would you sacrifice your life for a stranger? Would I sacrifice my life for a stranger? I would say yes in context, but like, honestly, if someone's shooting a gun and like I see they're about to shoot someone, like, am I really gonna jump in front of the bullet? I'm not sure. I'm probably gonna be thinking about running away. Like, no lie. I would love to give the answer and say yes, I would give my life for anyone on this planet, but at the same time, I do want to make an impact, and the longer that I'm on this planet, I think that the better chance I have of making a greater impact. What's the most memorable lesson you learned from your parents? I'll do one from my dad and one from my mom. So I guess it was like a lesson that was consistently taught to me, which was, this is by my dad. He taught me discipline. That was the best thing that he ever could have taught me. So early on in life, he told me, I'm not gonna be your friend, I'm gonna be your dad. And I'm gonna be someone who disciplines you, and I'm gonna be someone who makes you a man, because that's ultimately what I want you to be when you walk out of this house. Like, when you walk out of this house when you're 18 years old, I want you to be competent, I want you to be independent, and I want you to be socially responsible. And I don't think I would have been that way growing up in the environment I did unless I had that influence. And then on to my mom. My mom has shown me that family is everything, you know, that she would give up anything to do something for any one of her kids, and that's the same way I want to be for my kids, you know. I want to be that person who I can drop anything for them and go help them, because that's what they deserve, and that's, I don't know, I guess that's just a moral I have. And I really respect someone who is very adamant on making their kids' lives the best that they can. If you got a tattoo, what would it be? So what I would get is, I would get a sleeve. If I were to get a tattoo, I'm getting a fucking whole sleeve. I don't care, because at that point I'm making the commitment. And it's gonna have a bunch of things that are meaningful to me. So, but one thing I've always wanted to get is I've always wanted to get my grandfather's name tattooed somewhere on my body. I don't know where, but it's very difficult because my parents worked a lot whenever I was younger, and they still do. They work a lot, but so I rarely saw them as much as I should. So really, the people who were raising me when I was young were my grandparents, like Jiddu and Tata, and Jiddu always, he pretty much taught me everything when I was young. Like, he taught me how to do math. Like, he taught me how to read. Like, he was even teaching me Arabic when I somewhat knew Arabic, and it was just this like super great experience. And now every time him and I talk, we have the closest bond ever. So yeah, if I had to get one tattoo, I'd definitely get his name somewhere. I don't know, probably on my arm or something. What's the one thing you cannot live without? My friend Jared will appreciate this because we always talk about it. So he came up to me the other day and he was like, for as secure of a guy as you are, why are you so insecure when it comes to girls? And honestly, I don't know. But I was backtracking it the other day. I had a meditation session and I was backtracking it. So to answer the question, and then I'll go on to the story, it's love. Like, I cannot live without it. I can't live without, I wouldn't necessarily say a girlfriend, but like someone that I can give love to every day, whether that be a girlfriend, whether that be a girl I'm speaking to, whether that be someone, I don't know. I just need to give unconditional love to somebody. So I think the reason that I'm like that is because when I was younger, oh my god, straight ugly, right? Like, literally got no girls ever. I freaking just like super late bloomer. I don't know what was good. Like, everyone started hooking up with girls already, and I was just still like sitting here trying to get a first kiss. Yeah, it was just a mess. So yeah, I guess I started becoming really insecure with that because I remember like middle school and all that, everyone would be like, yo, who have you hooked up with? I'd be like, to like one girl, like my one girlfriend in 7th grade, and I was just like so insecure because I was like the only girl I'd ever even got with, and I was like super proud about that, but like everyone else was like getting with like hella girls. And then it wasn't until high school that it kind of just like took off. But yeah, I think that answers this question. I don't think I've ever admitted that. Alright, what inspires you the most? What inspires me the most? I don't really have. Okay, I have some inspirations, like I guess like watching Gary Vee and Ryan Serrant, like those people inspire me. But I guess my real inspiration is my own impact. Like, what inspires me is myself. If that sounds very conceited and narcissistic, but it's true. Like, the more I do in life, the more inspired I get to do the next thing. Yeah, I'm not really based off like, oh my gosh, like my dad inspires me so much. He does. Like my dad and my mom both inspire me. That's great, but it's not them necessarily. It's more myself that kind of keeps myself going. Would you consider yourself an introvert or an extrovert? I mean, I'm an extrovert, and I would assume most people who do YouTube are, but I don't know. That's just me. Do you believe in true love? I believe in true love, but there will always be a part of me that doubts it. I think because my parents were divorced when I was younger, or they got divorced when I was younger. So like, pretty much when I was growing up, I was taught that at one time in your life you will separate. Like, that's what I was taught. And now my dad is like kind of polygamous, kind of not. So it's just like, he's had an influence on it. I mean, my mom's remarried, but it's just, I don't know, like, true love to me is probably different to somebody else. You know, like, I probably have a different point of view on true love than somebody else does. But do I think it's, well, Do I think I'll ever have it? I think, yeah, 100%. I've loved every single one of my girlfriends so far. Okay, so finally for Dean's question to kind of fucking end this shit off. Alright, what are you going to miss most about each Baba? So, I don't know if you guys can see, but I have a group chat right here called The Babas. You see that? Yeah, The Babas. So, Diego, Drew, Gustavo, Julian, Suhaib, Yousef, Zach, and Dean. Alright, so I guess I'm just gonna do a short little thing. So I'm moving to San Francisco, right? I will not be here anymore until second semester when I come back. I'm just gonna miss them a lot, each and every one of them before I even get started. Like, it sucks that I don't get to spend any more time with them, but you know, it is what it is, and I am trying to do the best I can in life, and that seems like the best option for me. So, Diego, where do we start? So Diego, we met up the other day, we played some basketball, and honestly, what I remembered about Diego and what I'm gonna miss the most is just being able to talk to him and never feel like I'm going to be judged. You know, like, a lot of the boys, like, we all roast each other, we all have fun, but Diego is probably one of the most accepting guys out of the group, so that's my little key point for him. Drew, super nice kid. I had so much fun with him in Cancun. I really got to see like who he was as a person there. But I think with Drew is he's very open. Like, I think that's what I'm gonna miss most about him. He's very open. Like, me and him can have a conversation pretty much about anything, and that's what I love in people in general. When I can walk up to you and say, "Hey, you want to talk about this?" and you're just open to talk about it. So, yeah, Gustavo is someone who literally is, to me, Gustavo has the most like sauce besides me, not gonna say, but in the squad. That's what I'm gonna miss the most. I'm gonna miss the way that he talks to others, honestly, the most, because that shit is so funny to watch when you're sitting there and he's like saucing some girl and be like, damn, okay, Gustavo, like, I see you. And yeah, to me that's just the funniest thing. Julian, I'm going to miss the most is he has no filter. Like, he literally has no filter. It's the best part about him, which is so funny. So like, just like, we'll all be hanging out and then he'll just say something like so out of nowhere and everyone will start cracking up, and it's honestly the thing I'm gonna miss the most. Suhaib, this fucking bot cake. The thing I'm gonna miss the most about him, even though sometimes he gets on my absolute fucking nerves, I can always go to Suhaib no matter what the situation is, and he's gonna like have my back on it if it's something serious, which is great. Thank God. But yeah, low-key fuck you, Suhaib, because I know you're watching. Yousef, I'm gonna miss that little teddy bear so fucking much. Yeah, Yousef was my first friend at Northeastern pretty much. So me and him go way back. Like, same with Suhaib, he was pretty much one of my first. But yeah, like Yousef, I'm just gonna miss like speaking to in general. Yousef was a kid that I could always, like, I always talked to Yousef about getting better in life, and I think that's what our best conversations was when we were talking about like bettering ourselves. Like, he wanted to get leaner and I could help him out, and like I was trying to like express my business ideas onto him and vice versa, and it was just like a great conversation. Zach, I'm going to miss Zach purely because of his compassion for others, which is like, anytime you have a girl problem in a group, he's there for you. Like, that kid will be there for you regardless of what is going on. You could tell Zach that you messed up completely with some girl and he will literally be at your house within a heartbeat. Like, man is so compassionate when it comes to his friends, and I love to see that. Fucking Dino. Dino, the thing that I'm gonna miss most about Dino is him just absolutely jerking me off. Like, it's literally the best thing ever. So Suhaib this motherfucker would always roast on me, right? Like, he just started roasting on me, whatever. And then Dean would just straight up back me up like so hard. He would be like shut up, Subi, like Gavin's lit at this, and I'd be like, yo, fucking Dean, like that's my fucking boy right there. Yeah, Dean, and like vice versa. Like anytime Dean was in the shit with like one of the people in the squad, oh, straight jerk off. Like I didn't give a fuck because I knew it's the same way, vice versa. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I had a great time filming this video, and I hope you guys got to know a little bit more about me. So be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Oh, and by the way, when I fucking say subscribe, I mean subscribe. I don't know if you saw that post, but 85% of you are not subscribed who are watching these videos. So go subscribe right now. Red button right here. Okay? Cool. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and do what you want to do. And that's a wrap.